Hey, don't I look ravishing? Yeah, this is Caregiving. Let me explain. So, I'm Sheryl Hickerson from Females in Finance. For those who do not know me, hello. I have been caregiving for my husband. But before I talk about that, let's roll it back to my first marriage, where I got married very young. I was married for 25 years. 15 of those years, the last 15 of those years, I was a caregiver for my then husband's mom. You see, my then husband was an only child. Nobody to depend on. So when his mom, she started off having like minor issues. And then she got to be a little bit older. And, my husband was like, hey, she should move in with us. And she did. And what I never thought would happen to me did. So by the time of about 26 years old, 25 years old, I was full-time bathing someone. I was making sure they were getting to doctor's appointments. I was their only friend because they had no friends. And remember, there's no other siblings to come visit. I was making their meals, making certain that they had clean clothes. I was making sure they were taking their medication. You name it, I've probably done it all. Seen a lot of things that I had not signed up for. But I'm a woman. And a lot of times, these are the things that are left to women to deal with. They really are. And when my mother-in-law died, May 5th, I remember it was Cinco de Mayo. I felt a relief, and I hope you do not judge me for that statement, but after 15 years, I felt like I have my life back. I hope you really don't judge me, but I think there's a lot of caregivers who can really relate to that, and I was very embarrassed to say that for a long time. So let's fast forward to 2024. What you don't know, we've not told a lot of people, but I will share in this video that is a day late to Danielle because I have been actively caregiving and busy. So I'm making this video at 6 o'clock in the morning because I've been up at 4:45 to make certain that my husband's son, who's special needs, who he cannot really help right now because he's got his own things going on. And we have to get him ready for the bus. It needs to be no pressure. I got a dog probably walking around here that needs to be fed. There she is. Yep. She's coming to tell me. And we have 3 cats. Oh, but did I tell you we bought a house 2 weeks ago? Yeah, I bought a house 2 weeks ago. So I have to pack up and move. House needs painting beforehand. Then so we're doing that too. And it's really easy for people to say, hire people to do that. Do all of that. Here's the thing. That stuff costs money. And that money right now needs to be used for other things, certain tests and things that are not covered. There's a lot of things, by the way, with caregiving that people may not realize are not covered under insurance. And so it's just put on to the shoulders of families. So my husband in February, Daryl, you all like Daryl? You know Daryl? He had a traumatic brain injury and we just didn't tell anybody. In March, he had a minor stroke. Yep. Started affecting his left side. Went in, did a bunch of blood work. June, found out he had an undiagnosed autoimmune disorder. Doctor told me, hey, you're going to have to you can't keep going up and down the stairs with this long term. So we had moved out of our place. So we had bought a house. That's been a lot of money to do that. Not knowing, by the way, that one of the things they're going to have you do is go get a chest x-ray to look at your thymus gland to make sure there's not a tumor on it when you have myasthenia gravis, to find 2 aortic aneurysms, one of which probably needs to be operated on because, hey, he had undiagnosed high blood pressure. You would think that they go into the doctor's office and hey, it's really high. All these years, no, nobody did that. And then he came home about 10 days ago and said, I can't see you. And at first, honestly, I thought he meant he had something in his eye. And I was like, oh, hey. And I walked over and he's like, no, you're not listening to me. I can't see you. I can't see anything out of my right eye. So we rushed to the emergency room, find out he has a torn the retina. And so the only therapy for that, by the way, and did I mention, by the way, his work does not offer short-term disability? Yeah, that's a thing. So we can't use its short-term disability policy because, trust me, I would buy all the insurance when it's available. I didn't have that. And so my husband for the first week has to lay completely facing down. That's what eye drops in his eyes every few hours. And then for the next 7 weeks after that, he has to sit up facing down. And I'm his caregiver. But I wasn't actually scared of this because I knew this was only going to be 2 months, and I've already done 15 years, so I can handle this. It's a lot. So when you look over, and I made this video really looking at you the way I do in the morning because of this hour, I get to just relish it. It's my hour. I don't have to give it to anybody. It's mine. I'm going to enjoy my coffee. I'm going to check my emails with no stress. There's always stress, but you know what I'm saying. So when we look across the room and you see someone, especially a middle-aged woman who looks a bit disheveled, give grace. You don't know what that person's got going on. And more than likely, they're caregiving for someone in their life because that is what women do. And I have 3 things that I want to make certain that you hear in this video. Number 1 is that the work that you do in financial services is also important when it comes to longevity planning. Please plan for it with your clients. Please do that, okay? Number 2, when you look around and you're walking actively through a store, look around and you see that person disheveled. Maybe they have pajama pants on at the store. Maybe they have... Just assume that they're caregiving for someone. They probably are if they're a woman. It falls on our shoulders, friends. It really does. An inordinate amount of caregiving falls on women. Usually the oldest daughter, the only daughter, they're the ones doing it. In my case, it was my first husband was an only child and he had no siblings. So it was me. And then the third thing is I want you to look at your own plan. The cobbler's kids often have no shoes. Do you have a longevity plan in place? Do you? Please put it in place. Do what you've got to do. Really check for things like, I don't know, short-term disability package would have been nice. I have been so busy head down working on things that it didn't dawn on me that I would have to check insurance package. I just assumed short-term disability would be part of a job, but it's not. Would have been really helpful. So I'm the caregiver, and this is what caregiving looks like. It looks like yesterday's makeup is still on my face because it is. Not showered. I've already got one kid out the door to school. The dog is meandering about, ready to go and have her breakfast. I got cats downstairs packing up, which is why my office is a hot mess right now, so that we can move. Yeah, this is caregiving. Isn't this hot? It's not, but it's real. And I was going to come here and make some overly polished video of a life that's not true. I wanted you to see it's just not, this isn't real. The reality is that many of us are throwing our lives together. And so now when I go into a store and I look around and I see people who maybe are disheveled or, helping somebody do their shopping or whatever, I try to give a little grace because I was that person for a very long time and I'm that person right now. It's not that my husband likes this, but this is what we have. So 1, plan for people getting old because they will, and they will get sick because they will. 2, get your own plan in place. Please get your own plan in place. It is very important. And 3, give grace to people. You don't know that's going on in their lives, okay? Very highly likely that they're caregiving. So I hope this was helpful. I have to go because I'm going to finish my coffee. And in 30 minutes, I have to be somehow between now and then showered and ready to get Daryl up to put some eye drops in, get him fed, get him back into a position so that I can go to my first meeting. So care of yourselves, okay? Bye, friends.